Everyone, welcome to this week's Decoding Your Superpowers with Teresa Lisum and back in
Linda.
person.
Yay! Linda Karchner. Always
Yay! We've
good to be back. I missed
gone,
2 weeks.
yeah, a couple of weeks without her.
Yeah.
But the show went on though, so
Yay.
so hopefully
The
people
show
enjoyed
must
it.
go
The
on.
show must go on most of the time. Remember, we're fluid here.
That's right.
That's why we don't get on at an exact time. We just know it's a Tuesday after 10 o'clock Pacific sometime,
Yeah.
after 1 o'clock Eastern, but
Right.
somewhere in that ballpark.
It's funny.
So we want to take you on a trip today. We want to
Yeah.
take you on a trip down the um, along the yellow brick road of a report, an actual report result that you get after you take the
Uh-huh.
assessment that we know and
You're right.
love and we use to help people feel confident and good about themselves and
Hmm.
actually see who they are organically and who they are authentically and who they are at their core. So we're going
Hmm.
to go ahead and Linda's going to share her screen and we're
Yeah.
just going to go through page by page and give you some of our thoughts and a little bit of suggestions on what to do with each page.
Yeah. All right. Can you see it?
Yep, yep. This
Okay.
is the 34 report, and Gallup gives you like four reports.
Yeah.
And this is just one of them. And
Hmm.
it's what, 20, 30 pages? I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's
It's
26 pages.
it's pretty hefty, which they all are,
Uh-huh.
pretty in depth. And we want to just kind of demystify it because when you get it, it
Yeah.
can be really overwhelming.
It is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And we were both talking about how when we first took our assessments, we didn't know what to do with these reports.
mhm, mhm.
And I read the little book that my um, assessment code came in and I highlighted things. And then when I got my report, I looked at it and highlighted it. But I
Yeah.
actually had only gotten the top five. So I
Yes.
really
Yes.
didn't know what to do with it
Correct. Correct.
until we started working with our coach, which we highly recommend working with a coach.
Hmm.
Um,
Us, of course.
Us, of course, because we're the best.
We want you to work with us. We can help you with the nuances and help you
Mhm.
apply it directly with your life situations.
Mhm. So one of the things that we can help with is what I take my clients through is just like a sort of a 30,000 mile view overview of what this particular report tells you. So we have talked about page one
Hmm.
exclusively, almost exclusively, the whole time
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we have been talking to people and sharing reports and things like that. But just a little overview of it. It lists your 34 strengths in your particular order. Clifton Strengths assesses the same 34 strengths for everybody, but there's an
Hmm.
infinite combination of order, and the order matters. Your number one strength is what gives you the most energy, the least hesitation, down to your number 34 strength, where you have the most resistance, the most hesitation, the most awkwardness. And on the right hand side of this page, there's a gray bar that tells you which domain you lead with. And so for me, I lead with relationship building strengths. So each of the strengths is divided up or categorized into four different domains. And so that's why they're color coded. In a Clifton Strengths report, the blue is relationship building, the purple is executing, the gold orange is influencing, and the green is strategic thinking. And you can see the color coding there on the right hand side as well.
Yeah, so that's the
And
first thing we do is we
yeah,
just count up the colors
Mm-hmm.
of the top 10 strengths and
Mm-hmm.
drop them into the appropriate theme, the appropriate
Right.
category, and then we take it from there.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have three of any set of strengths in a
Mm-hmm.
domain, in a theme, that means that theme is important to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you have four, it's more important. If you have five, it's really important. And then,
Yeah.
upward. So the more number of strengths you have in a category, the more important it is to you. And the
Yeah.
more
And
we should be more intentional with it and lean into it.
95% of the time, the domain that Clifton Strengths says is your top domain is the most, oh, what's the word I want to say? Is the domain that has the highest number in your top 10. 95% of the time, that's true. Occasionally, some of my clients have had that not be the case. Like, for example, one client that I have has 4 relationship building strengths and 3 strategic thinking. And Clifton Strengths says that she leads with strategic thinking.
Hmm.
And when I coached her and went through everything, explained what the different domains mean and that sort of thing, she agreed with Clifton Strengths
Hmm.
that she is
Interesting.
more of a strategic thinker. So
Hmm.
that's where, our system isn't perfect with counting. That's why we like to coach people one-on-one,
Personally,
face-to-face,
yes,
personally. Yeah.
yes, yes. Because we can hear your feedback and what plays out for you in your personal life. We're just going by what we see on paper,
Mm-hmm.
but you're the only one that knows yourself the
Right.
best. But
Absolutely.
that's why it's important to pay for all 34 to be
Yes.
visible. If you're just
Mm-hmm.
looking at those top
Mm-hmm.
five, that can be a little bit misleading. You're not seeing the
Right.
patterns that are
Right.
important to see.
I would have never gotten the affirmation of my strategic thinking strengths had I just focused on the top 5. Because Clifton Strength says I'm a relationship builder, and I am. I'm a strong relationship
Mhm.
builder. And even if you go back up to page number 1, like my 11, 12, and 13 strengths are relationship building.
Relationships. Yeah,
So I
yeah.
am definitely strong in relationship building. But I am also very strong in strategic thinking, and that would have kind of gotten swept to the side
Lost. Yeah. Yeah.
because I have 2 strategic thinking strengths in my top 5.
Hmm.
But when I pull in number 6, there's 3 of them, and that helped me to realize, and it was an affirmation that that is valuable and that's the way
Hmm.
that I interact with life. So
Yeah.
page 2 is a summary. It lists your top 10 in order. So here's where Clifton Strengths does, acknowledge the value of the top 10. They put your top 5 in bold font because that's where you have the most energy, the least resistance, but they recognize, of course, the value of the top 10.
Mhm.
Um, so, they're saying the Clifton Strengths at the top are the most powerful for you. You can start with your top 5 if that's what you need to do. But again, we recommend starting with the top 10, and having the bottom 5 helps you to
Visible.
be able
Yeah.
to release. Yeah,
Yes.
unlocking, I should
Yeah.
say. It just helps you to be able to release what you're not meant to be good at, and that's okay.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so, they say start with your top 5 and then focus on 6 through 10.
Hmm.
So then the next several pages are going to take your top 5 strengths in order, 1 through 5, and the computer algorithm takes into account various things. All of where your strengths landed, how much time it takes you to answer questions,
Mm.
like it factors in all of those pieces, and it gives you five personalized paragraphs about your learner, or whatever your number one strength
Mm-hmm.
is. For me, it's learner. Um, and it is personalized for you based on all of your answers that you gave for the assessment. And this is something that I did not realize was part of this report when we first took it. And when I saw this, I'm like, wow, yeah. So, one of the things that we recommend doing is taking this. I recommend printing it out. We do a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things on the screen, but when you print it out, you can highlight, underline,
Mm-hmm.
star,
Yes.
put a
Yep.
question mark. Um, for my husband's number 5 strength of individualization, there's one paragraph that he just does not agree with. And so we just put an X beside it. And if it's something that you just feel like doesn't resonate with you at all, just set that aside
Right, right. So
and
take what
focus.
you, yeah, take what resonates with you
Right.
and own it, but then what doesn't, just forget about it. It's not yours to keep right now.
Yeah.
You
So
might
one
come
time
back
I was on a
around.
coaching call with our mentor, and he asked for two people who had the same strength at number 5. And so another lady with input at number 5, she and I read our top paragraph. Totally different.
Oh, interesting.
It was very interesting. So it just proved the fact that, it is unique to you. So these 5 highlighted, colored, bold paragraphs are beautifully written for you. Underline, highlight, do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just, digest them a little bit, and maybe
Yeah,
start with number 1, and don't try to do everything all at once because it's a
right.
lot.
Yeah.
It's like eating a buffet every day. That's fun once in a while, but you do that every day and you're going to pay for it.
Right. So yeah,
You want to say anything about that?
just focus on the one because again, this can be overwhelming. It's like trying to change your life by changing everything all at
Yeah.
once, whereas it's better just to start with one thing,
Yeah.
get that established as a habit, and then pick up
Mm,
another new habit. So if you want to start with your first strength,
yeah.
read this, own
Yeah.
it, sit with it, speak it out loud, summarize it in your own words, make it your own, and just see where this particular strength shows up in your life. And
Yeah.
just notice, just have that awareness. And then when you have brought it and assimilated and processed it, then go on to the next one. Just work
Yeah.
your way through. No hurry.
Right. Right. There's no rush. You didn't know
Hmm.
this for how many years.
Right,
You don't have
right.
to learn it all in one day. So
Correct, correct.
here's one of the things that I highlighted that I was like, oh, you know what? That is me, but that is not how I would have described myself. You
Hmm.
are bold. You take risks. You dare to stretch your mind. You test the limits of your abilities in ways that timid individuals would not attempt.
Hmm.
Like
Wow.
I'm a reserved sort of person. I like, kind of like middle of the road, but
Mm-hmm.
I challenge my mind,
Hmm.
and I am willing to, learn new things. So that was kind
Yeah,
of neat.
that is cool that you
Yeah,
didn't see yourself in that way
right. Yeah,
before, which is the power of understanding your strengths. You don't realize this is who you are because
right.
nobody really articulated it
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
you. And then when you see it in print, it's like, oh, yeah, I guess I am that way.
Yeah, I guess that is me. So then the second page of your number 1 strength has a highlighted box there that says why you succeed using that strength, whichever one it is. And this actually is a page that is generic and applies to anyone who has learner, I keep saying that, who has that particular strength actually in their top 10. So it says you love to do this strength, and it goes into detail about why you love it. Then it has a take action to maximize your potential, ways that you can take that strength and apply it in your daily life.
Mm.
So for me, become an early adopter of new technology. I would be much more of an early adopter if my bank account would allow me. I'd be like all the new technology. Respect your desire to learn, find opportunities,
Yeah, yeah.
so if you have learner in your top 10, it's going to give you this information as well. And then one of the things that I love, is watching out for blind spots. And this is what Clifton Strengths calls the basement of your strength. Like there's kind of the what our coach calls the good, bad, and the ugly of strengths. So for learning, like don't be so much in your head that you think everybody else should be a learner like you are, or you don't ever accomplish anything
I
because
was
you're
going to
too busy
say,
learning.
yeah,
Yeah.
you don't
Teresa
take
relates.
action. You don't
Yeah,
take action. I can fall into that very easily.
me too.
I can
Yeah,
just be in learning mode and that's
all the
it.
time.
That's I
Yeah,
love it so much. I don't have to do
exciting,
anything else.
right? So then I'm just going to skim through the next because it's the same thing. It's your number two strength, the personalized paragraphs, how you can succeed using that strength, how you can maximize the potential and the blind spots. So it goes through your top five, like really meaty stuff. And hopefully, I'm not making anyone dizzy.
Just a little bit, but not too
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, look away, look away. So then it takes your 6 through 10 and gives you, and I use the word generic cautiously because that has a bad connotation, like it's not quite good enough.
Right, right,
It has a
right.
it's a general information page. So anyone who has that strength anywhere from 6 through 10 is going to get this same page about it. So it's how you can succeed using that strength, how you can take action to maximize your potential, and your blind spots for that strength.
Hmm.
So
Yes, I
same
get
thing
you.
for your number 7. Your number 8, look away, look away, look
Look
away, look
away.
away. Yeah. Okay.
I do want to
Yeah, go.
reiterate
Mhm.
about that where you talked about you and another person had the exact
Yeah.
same strength in the exact same
Yeah.
location, but
Yeah.
yet your
Yeah.
report was giving you different information
Mhm.
based on
Mhm.
your other strengths and where they were in
Right.
the lineup. So
Mhm.
I just want everybody to remember that.
Right.
Even though we all have these same strengths, all 34 in
Yes.
some form or fashion, does not mean we're like everybody else. We're
No.
all totally unique. There is nobody else on the planet like us.
Right.
And looking at the strengths in this way just confirms that.
Hmm.
And like what you just said, you just confirmed it by you both had, what's your five? I can't even remember. Was it input?
Input. Input. Hmm.
Input. So two input people,
Hmm.
you think they'd be the same, but they're
Right.
not. Everything
Yeah.
plays out differently for each person.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm getting ready to coach a small group at our church. And we have two gentlemen who both have context at number 5. So it's going to be
Mm,
fun to see them
yeah,
compare
yeah,
their results on those in-depth pages.
correct. Because we have both of us have context
Yeah.
way low at the
Way
bottom,
low.
and it doesn't mean anything to us. We don't worry about pulling from the past. And so
It's
to come face to face with a high
yeah.
context person
Yes.
is always
It's fun to
exciting to us because
yeah.
we learn things. We
Right.
learn about
Because we're
that
learners.
strength. Exactly. Exactly. So we do
So
love that.
the next page, page number 18, is lists your 11 through 34 in order. And you can kind of see that thing that looks like a DNA strand at the top. Um, it talks about how unique your 34 profile is, and they give some recommendations about what to do with those middle strengths. We call them the meh zone.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, just like they pop up once in a while, but don't focus on them. But how to manage the bottom. And if I didn't know if you wanted to share something that you saw with managing the bottom strengths.
At least I personally don't look at the bottom strengths that frequently, or I don't spend a lot of time down there
Yeah.
with clients, but sometimes it's good just to look at them and be able to let them go because they could be de-energizing to us. They're
Hmm.
not something that it's not good for us to be trying to force those strengths to work for us.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can use our anything from our top 10 as a substitute for
Hmm.
anything from 11 on down. So,
Yeah.
where did it say? So even though they are not, oh yeah, they're not necessarily weaknesses.
Yeah.
They're just your least powerful. They're just not something that you need to focus on. Although
Hmm.
some people do operate down there,
Hmm.
and they might wonder why their life is a little bit more stressful than
Right.
somebody else. Well, it's because if you can identify, like, oh, maybe I am trying to force competition
Mhm.
and I'm not a competitive person. And there's
Mhm.
more to competition than just
Yeah.
being competitive, but like there's that context.
Right.
That's all about focusing on the past and looking at the past to make
Hmm.
decisions in the now. And it's like that's just not something me or Linda have to do.
Right.
We're more future focused as opposed to past focused.
Hmm.
But other people are focused on the past and they function beautifully
Right.
because that's how they're meant to function. That's
And it excites them to do that.
Yes, exactly. That's it's
Hmm.
energizing to them. So I
Hmm.
think if you think in terms of these last five or so, they're just not where your energy is at its best. It's
Right.
just it could deplete you even
Hmm.
because you're forcing. Whereas the top 10, it's a nice, easy flow and everything
Right.
is butterflies and rainbows.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Very good. So then they have a page where they talk about what is a weakness. Um, and I resist the use of the word weakness
Yes, me
because
too. Me
yeah,
too.
there are no weaknesses. Even bottom strengths are not weaknesses, but they're saying that a weakness is anything that gets in the way of your success. So dipping into your bottom strengths could very much get in the way of your success,
Yes, yeah.
because what happens is you think you're going to use the beneficial parts of that strength, but you can't. You
Mm-hmm.
maybe very briefly, but what you can do better is to say, okay, this is a situation that needs command. Which of my top strengths can help me to do the things that need to be addressed, taken care of, dealing with a difficult situation, things like that. So it kind
Mm-hmm.
of, so yeah, it's a bottom strength is not a weakness. It
Correct.
it's just not, it's what gets in your way.
Yes. And I like where it says down at that very last list of bulleted items,
Uh-huh.
claim them,
Yeah.
claim your weaknesses, acknowledge them, have an
Hmm.
awareness about them, but then just let them go, like
Yeah.
bless them and release them with love.
Yes.
And we have a very easy, simple way of doing that
Hmm.
that just provides a lot of relief for people.
Yeah, definitely. And then this is just a general page about the domains and their definition. We have a different definition for each of the domains that we feel like is more user friendly.
Hmm.
This is really geared to corporations, the workplace. That's
Hmm.
really Clifton Strength's main emphasis,
Right.
but it applies to every aspect of life. So the definitions that we work with, I think, like I said, are more user friendly.
Right. More on a personal level,
Hmm.
an individualized level.
So this is one of my favorite pages because
Hmm.
I like to see big picture. And so again, it tells me that I lead with relationship building strengths. And it has this bar graph across the top that shows you like I have more relationship building strengths at the top than strategic thinking, executing, or influencing.
Hmm.
So, it kind of gives you a visual
Yes, it's
picture
just,
of I'm predominantly relationship building, some pretty significant strategic thinking, less executing, and way less
yeah,
influencing.
yeah. And I
And
believe you can click on each one of those colored squares.
oh, down here,
Yeah, like, oh, maybe not. I thought you could click on it, it would take you to that info, but maybe that's in another
maybe just
place.
not with this maybe
Right,
when it's the actual report from them. This
right.
is
Oh,
like
right, right,
the
right.
PDF.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So then what they do is they list each of the domains in alphabetical order. And under each domain, like I mentioned, every strength is in a domain. So they list each strength in alphabetical order going down under their corresponding domain. Each strength under their domain, if I said that right. But then the numbers are where they fall in your particular strengths report. So for me, achiever is 17, and they highlight or make bold what's in your top 10, and they
Hmm.
give it a bigger font for the number.
Yeah,
So you can see at a glance I what's in my top 10 and what's not quite as important to me.
right. So that's
So,
just another way of seeing,
mhm,
just a more visual, colorful
mhm,
way of
mhm,
seeing your top 10 as opposed to the list format. So either
mhm.
one will work, whichever your
Yeah,
preference
yeah.
is.
But I like how it groups them and
Hmm.
gives you a nice little chart. I love
Yeah,
charts.
yeah,
So this page 22, we use all the time.
yeah.
It takes your top 10 in order and gives you those action statements in a nutshell. So it's like how you can take action with that particular strength. So for me, use your passion for learning to add value to your own and others' lives. Does that with the top 10 in order. And
It's
then
kind of like a
page,
little, I call it a little cheat sheet.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you can thrive with your top Clifton strengths. And then the last part of the report is your strengths in order. It includes the domain that they're in, and it gives you a more fleshed out paragraph of how someone with that strength high is going to utilize that to apply it to their lives. So you have to remember that as you get past number 10, your 11 through 34, the way that it's phrased is for someone who has it in their top 10.
Good point.
So for
Good
command,
point.
my 34. People exceptionally talented in the command theme have presence. They can take control of a situation and make decisions. That's not saying that that's me. That's saying that people with command high in their top 10 do that. But it's
Right.
listing command in my particular order. And so
So
we
again,
take
this is
that.
an, I
Go
was
ahead.
just going to say, this is another cheat sheet version. It's a little bit more than the previous one, but it's a nice, concise, quick look at each strength and what it
Mm-hmm.
does.
Mm-hmm.
And can I mention that something that I really like that is powerful, I think, is when it says people exceptionally talented
Mm-hmm.
in blah, 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 blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah.
Yeah, I'll go back up to my
You
top.
see it as you.
Right.
I am exceptionally talented in the learner
Mhm.
theme, and I have a great desire to learn and want to
Mhm.
continuously improve. The process of learning rather than the outcome excites me.
Right.
So put yourself in
Make it
that little
first person.
paragraph. Yes,
Hmm.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that can be really powerful. And again, you don't have to do all 10 of them
No.
right off the bat. You can take the first one along with that report near the beginning that we talked about, that full page, and just kind of combine them and
Mm.
work with those for a while and then
Yeah.
move on to the next one. So these two pages, 22 and 23, can be very, very useful.
It's 3 pages and 24.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
we'll look
think
at that one then. Let's look at that one. Oh,
25.
that's just the all of them together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess I'm just thinking about that top 10.
Yeah.
That's where my focus
Right.
would
Right.
be.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
And I want to repeat again that you've heard us say people can dip into number 11, number
Mhm.
12, number 13, but you'll kind of know when it's kind of fading out.
Mhm.
And there's really no energy anymore. I did
Yeah.
hear one person say they dipped down into their seven. It was down deep, like 15,
Wow.
16, but typically it's just 11, 12, 13,
Yeah.
around there.
Yeah.
And you just use them when you need them, and they're
Hmm.
there and they're influencing some of those bottom top 10, the second half of the top 10, but they're not as important and as energizing as those top 10, which
Hmm.
again, I like to call your zone of genius.
Right. Yep.
So just know that you can, and you can use some from the middle, from the
Yeah.
neutral section. We just do it. We just don't need to stay there very long. We just dip in, dip out. Most
Mm-hmm.
things can be done with some combination of our top 10.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for going through this, Linda. This was a great suggestion. At least people can see the information that they're getting
Yeah. That
because,
and a big overview.
right, because we always just look at that first page and we have learned to glean a lot just from looking at the first page because we know a lot about the different strengths and we've been trained in understanding how they
Mhm.
work together. But yeah, thanks. This was great. I hope this was helpful
Fun.
for
Yeah,
everybody.
I hope so too.
Get a
And
little
it may be
sneak
something that
peek
you have
into.
to come back to because it was a lot of information.
Yes,
We
yes,
we
yeah.
debated about putting it into 2 sections, but I tried to
You
make it
tried to
quick.
zip through and make
Yeah.
everybody's eyes crazy
Right.
by flowing through fast. But there's a lot there. And that's
Hmm.
just one report. I said
Yeah.
there's at least three other reports for
Hmm.
you to look at
Hmm.
when you're ready. But we're going to wrap this episode up. For those of you watching the recording, subscribe, share. I'd love to hear your comments. We both
Yeah.
would love to hear your comment.
Yeah.
Do a like. Let us know if we're too far over your head
Yeah.
or if you're picking up some things. Because
Uh-huh.
I know for me, I had to hear this information again and again and again in different ways until it finally started making sense to me,
Yeah.
which is true for everything, I
Right.
think.
Yeah. It's almost like learning a foreign language.
Exactly. So the more you familiarize yourself with it and step into it, then you eventually start picking up more and
Hmm.
more things. But if you, of course, want us to help you through, be your guides,
Yeah.
help you dig into your reports, reach out to me or Linda. We would love to help you. We love helping people
Hmm.
really see themselves from this perspective. It is just a joy and a delight for me. So thank you, Linda. Thank you to
Yeah.
everybody
Thanks.
listening
Thanks,
in.
everyone.
We appreciate you and watch for us on the next episode of Decoding Your Superpowers. Bye
Thanks.
bye.
Bye, everyone.